Dominic Zaca exposes 21-year-old ex-boyfriend for unthinkable things. Now, she went on a video. I'm just gonna refer to Dominic Zaca as a her, right? Just to simplify everything. So she went on to explain that she loved someone who didn't deserve it. In the video that she, publicly put out to all her social media platforms, was that she financed this man with everything. Mind you, this is a 21-year-old. The boy is younger than her, right? I asked myself, like, someone as smart as Dominic Zaca, who goes all the way out just to make sure that someone who was homophobic to her, they get fired from their workplace. Dominic Zaca will go all the way just to get someone fired from their workplace because they said something that she does not agree with. Do you understand the amount of effort, the amount of time, the amount of just the whole investment of doing a whole research of someone you don't know, and going through their profile, everything, just to make sure that you see where they're working, and then you can email that company and get that person fired from their workplace? How can Dominic Zaca be scammed by a 21-year-old? She made a whole video about it, and she exposed a lot of things, that she was funding this young man's lifestyle, buying this young man clothes, expensive clothes for that matter, booking Airbnbs for this young man, doing all sort of things, going all out for this young man, and only to find out at the end of the day that this young man was doing all of this just to give his girlfriend, his actual girlfriend, the lifestyle that she wants. Guys, men are fearless creatures. Like, that's my personal opinion. Men are fearless creatures. A lot of people are even scared to comment under, comment section at Dominic Zaca, because Dominic Zaca would even go with that land with you. If you try to mess with her, she will go out and about just to make sure that you suffer the consequences of whatever you commented on her social media platform. And this young man was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and approach Dominic. And it did work. I don't know what Dominic was hoping to find with this young man. And as I always say, guys, and I will still always stand by my statement, that when you are dating someone that is significantly younger than you, where there is a big age gap between two people who are dating, it's not genuine. It's not love. It's transactional dating. And the younger person is always the one who hasn't figured their life out, who haven't figured their finances out. Hence the reason why I say it's always transactional. Because the younger one is with you because you are able to, finance them in whatever that they are doing. So that's why they date you. And that does not apply to women only, but it also applies to men. Because this young man, look at what he did. He went on, approached Dominic Zaca and worked to Dominic Zaca, stringed her all along, milked her the money, the finances, just to go and fund his actual girlfriend the lifestyle that he wants for her. That's what happened. I don't know really what Dominic Zaca was hoping to find and what she was hoping to gain in all of this. This reminds me of the story that was trending months ago of this beautiful girl who dated this young boy who have multiple baby mamas. She burned this young man's car because everything blew up in her face. You are dating a young boy. What did you expect? She burned the car and ended up burning herself in the process. Just like that. And when it was revealed, that she was dating a young boy who was physically and financially abusing her. That's always the case. What are you expecting when you are dating a young boy who is emotionally illiterate, who throws tantrums when things don't go his way? That's what happens. He is gonna milk you financially. He is gonna abuse you physically. Because this is a young boy who haven't figured out how to control his emotions. Imagine a whole Dominic Zaca, you're being beaten by a 21-year-old. That is so disappointing. Honestly, that is disappointing, and there's no excuse about it. And please don't play the victim card talking about you had to go and pay medical bills, because he physically abused you, and that was like that was gonna happen. This is a young boy. I'm not excusing his behavior and stuff, but I'm honestly interested in what you were hoping to achieve. You have your whole life figured out. Why don't you go for guys who are off your league? You went for a young boy because it is easy to date someone when they are broke. Then you get to have the control. And this thing blew up in your face because you thought you were going to have control over this young man, and it blew up in your face. It ended up going south, and he went and he did the opposite. And I don't think that too Dominic didn't know that this guy has a girlfriend. I think they had a mutual agreement, and that this whole thing just blew up in her face. Because this man knew the goal and he executed the goal, which was to get money from Dominic Zaca and find his lifestyle as well as excuse me, his girlfriend's lifestyle. My honest take on this is that Dominic knew what was gonna happen, and it did happen. It blew up in her face. So the whole victim card of he physically abused you and stuff, like, I don't think that is gonna help you in any way, shape, or form. Because if he did abuse you, you could have went to the police and opened a case. So you were hoping he was gonna change. That's what you were hoping. It wasn't gonna get better. You are dating a young, emotional, illiterate boy. That was what's gonna happen. He is gonna be demanding your money. He is gonna be demanding your card to go and do whatever he wants with his friends. Stop dating young people. If you are successful and you are of age, you are old, you are above 25, like, date your lane. Date in your lane. Date someone who is off your league. I mean, date someone who is in the same class as you. If you're thinking that dating a person who is young, it's gonna get better, it's not. First of all, this person, if things were changed, this person wouldn't have chosen you. Dominic knows that. If this young man had money, there was no way he was going to date her. Like, she knows it. It's not a secret. A lot of young people, when they're still young and confused and, looking, just trying to figure their lives out, the people that they date at that period of confusion and becoming, they are often going to choose people who have already made it, so that they, source that financial assistance in as much as they possibly can. It's not because of love. Because if that person gets on their feet, finally figures out their life, they're gonna leave that person. That's what happens. And that's when you hear cases of a man who took a girl to school, paid for her tuition, and when she's now hired in her profession, and then she all of a sudden sees that, what, I never loved you, I think I'm okay now, so let's end this thing. And now this man gets tantrums, and he gets all upset that I took you to school, I did 1, 2, and 3 for you, and that's how you ditch me. You know what? If I can't have you, no one else should. That's when you hear cases like that. But I don't believe that Dominic did not see this coming. I honestly think that she saw this coming, and she thought that she was a special case, and that I'm not like so and so. My things, my story is going to be different. This man loves me. Shame.